You should all have Socrative downloaded. If you log into the student one,
So the student one wants a teacher's room code?
yes. And the teacher's room is my name, La Rochelle, Larocchelle.
I want to change this now.
But I purposely set this to anonymous, so this is, something you might do in class. So you want students to respond back to some questions, but you don't want to embarrass them by having their names up there. So I have it set to anonymous.
Yeah. Oh.
And there are two questions basically. These are short answers, but you could have true, false, or multiple choice as well. So this is what it looks like on the instructor's point. I can see how quickly it's moving along.
That's pretty cool.
And everybody else can see the answers, but not who made them. So again, you can keep it anonymous.
Right, I'm assuming you can put as many questions in there pertaining to whatever you want. So,
Yeah, these are fully customizable.
There's even a way to, you can just have a yes or no. You just set it for yes or no, and you just say the question out loud.
mm-hmm.
You don't have to set it
Oh,
out. It can be on the
nice.
fly. Say, I want to do a quick survey. So you quickly set up a yes or no, or true, false, or whatever, and you say something like, how many people in the classroom have a close family member with a substance abuse problem? Not something you want to show of hands.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you can just say how many people in here have that, and they can hide and just press yes or no, and you get that statistic. Like half the people in here are affected directly, and then you can move on. You can just do that on the fly.
Steve, how did you get to that screen? The one that you're on?
We don't have.
You don't have my screen, but if you tap on student, log in, you'll see.
And what it asked me is, what concerns do you have about incorporating the iPad?
Right, yeah.
And I answered that, and then answered that, and then it said waiting for teacher. and it's
Oh,
just-
yeah. So it's just waiting for me to finish it up.
Everybody to finish.
So I'll go ahead and finish that. So what are you looking forward to? So again, these are all anonymous or whatever, but it's a way to, if you want to start discussion in a class, you can ask students a couple questions and then just use these questions as jumping off points. What are you concerned about? Using true writing assignments, making sure that everyone knows how to use the iPad. Lack of tech support. Technology training, difficulties and so forth. If we have more time, then I would follow up and say, okay, well, let's brainstorm and how can we address these problems? What do you all suggest we do? But keep that in mind, email me.
Yeah, this is I just read an article about this one right here, and there's an elementary school that initiated an iPad, and they measured the amount of time they spent interacting with their devices versus the amount of time they spent interacting with other people, and it was not what they wanted. They ended up, the kids were just glued to their iPads the whole time. So we have to keep that balance. And so for example, one of the things that we saw that at Lynn University when we visited them is when they were doing those in-seat presentations, they did them as groups as opposed to individuals. So one person's iPad became the key iPad, and they worked in a group to design that presentation. So at least if you're going to do that kind of thing, at least there's interaction that's happening in the classroom face to face. And that's why we get together. If you're going to get together and all sit looking at your computers, then you can just do that at home and call it an online class. So making sure that the whatever applications you come up with for in class, I think that's probably one of the reasons why we went with just two. The most dynamic piece of technology that's in the classroom for me has always been the brains that are in there. That's always been the number one thing. So this is just another tool. So let's make sure we keep that balance. That's a very, very good comment.